Hey Pablo, what's the one thing that totally catches most buyers off guard the moment they find the house and get into contract?
The number one thing that catches buyers totally off guard the moment they get into contract, it's not the house, it's the cash you need to have ready, like right away. I'm talking within the first 72 hours or week one. Most buyers assume all the money stuff happens at the end of the 30-day escrow, but the truth is, there are a few key costs that hit fast. You're looking at three main upfront expenses. First, the earnest money deposit, we call the EMD. This is basically your skin in the game. Whatever amount you wrote into your offer, let's say it was $3,000, well, that's due within 3 business days typically, and it gets held safely in escrow. Yes, it's refundable, however, as long as you stick to the contract, the obligations, and the timelines. But the key is you need that money liquid and ready up front. Second, the appraisal fee. This usually runs around $675. Your lender needs this done early enough so they can move forward with the loan. And third, home inspections. These are super important, and they typically require payments before you get the report. Now, some buyers start to worry and think to themselves, wait, how many inspections do I need? Am I about to spend thousands right out the gate? Here's the truth. You can do as many or as few inspections as you want. They're not required, but they are highly recommended. I've only had one client skip inspections completely, and that was because he felt confident relying on his own construction background and his contractor buddies. I don't recommend that approach, but it just shows inspections aren't mandatory. Still, my job is to fully inform you, to help you know your rights, your options, and your obligations. Knowing what's optional versus what's essential gives you more control for you to make informed decisions. Now, yes, you can hire a specialist for every inch of the home if you really want to, but that's usually not the case. Here's my pro tip. Start with a general home inspection that gives you a full overview picture of the house. Then only order additional inspections if something seems off according to that general home inspection report. Like, for example, if the AC is blowing cool but feels kind of weak, bring in an HVAC tech. If the tub drains slowly, call a plumber. You don't need to schedule 8 inspections from the jump. Just be smart and targeted based on what the general inspection finds. And real quick, let's bust a common myth. A house doesn't pass or fail inspection. I don't know how that started, but that's not how it works. Inspections are all about information, so you can decide whether to move forward, negotiate for repairs, or in rare cases, walk away. It's not about perfection, it's about clarity. Don't stress out about figuring out which inspectors to call or who's legit. You don't need to do all that research or run interviews on your own. I've already built a proven system of licensed, trustworthy vendors and inspectors. Of course, you can absolutely use anyone you feel comfortable with, but if you want help, my list is yours. That's what a good agent is for, to make this process easier and guide you every step of the way. So just use the graphic I showed you, money to have ready in week 1, as a general estimate. Make sure you've got enough set aside for your common home inspections, your earnest money deposit, and your appraisal fee. You do that and you'll be way ahead of the game and you won't have any bad surprises. So when you're ready to make your move, just know I've got your back. This is Pablo Salazar, broker associate for Sacramento, California and surrounding area.